On tonight's homework, we're finding volume of cylinders, which is actually just an extension of last night's work on volume of prisms. Of cylinders, nothing more than a circular prism. The reason it has a special name is because it's not a polyhedron. The circle is not a polygon because it has a curved edge. So this is the same exact formula we used yesterday, where volume is equal to area of the base multiplied by the height of the cylinder. And on problem 7, let me just read it first. Find the height of a cylinder with a radius of 12 inches and a volume of 3,754 and 8/10 inches cubed, and round your answer to the nearest tenth. Now, there is no cylinder drawn on your paper, but anytime you're doing any kind of geometry problem where they're describing a shape, in this case a cylinder, and they haven't shown you the shape, you should sketch the shape. So you sketch a cylinder by making a little ellipse, and then it's got straight edges, and it goes down to another ellipse. It doesn't have to look perfect, you just have to be able to see it so you can start to put the dimensions on it. So what do we know about this cylinder? We know we're trying to find the height, so we don't know the height. The distance from here to here is the height, because the height is the perpendicular distance between the parallel circular bases. It's how tall is this cylinder from a circular base to circular base. But we are given the radius of 12 inches, so the distance from the center of this circular base to the edge of the circle is 12 inches. R equals 12 inches. You know the area of the base is the formula for area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So why don't you, during the break, try to substitute in this radius, and we'll use 3.14 for pi, our estimate for pi, and then solve for the area of the base, substitute that into this formula, and see if you can determine the height of the cylinder. Do that during the pause, come back and see how you did.
Paused.
The area of the base is going to be approximately 3.14 multiplied by, we're given the radius directly, so 12 squared. So area of the base is approximately 3.14 multiplied by 12 squared is 12 times 12, which is 144. Now, I said you could use a calculator on this homework as long as you write the formula and substitute the dimensions. So we've done that, so now we could use a calculator on 3.14 multiplied by 144. And the area of the base is approximately 452 and 1600ths square inches. Now we're in position to substitute into this formula. The way that this problem is different from the other problems you did is in the other problems you're given a dimension to calculate area of the base, and you're also given the height. Here we're trying to find the height, but we're given the volume. So I can actually substitute this volume into this formula. 3,754.8 is approximately equal to 452.16 H. And so in order to find H, I just divide both sides by 452 and 1600ths. That will give me 1 H, which is what I want to know. H is approximately this quotient. When you do that on a calculator, you get, you know what, I've written it down, but I want to be sure. So let me just, first I'm going to check 3.14 times 144, make sure it really is 452.16, it is. And then 3,754 and 8/10 divided by 3,754 and 8/10 divided by 452 and 1600ths. I get, on my calculator, I get here's the number I'm looking at, 8.304140, blah, blah, blah. It goes on for forever. I wonder if there's a repeating pattern. I'll worry about that later. But I want to round to the nearest tenth, so there's a 3 in the tenths place, there has to be a repeating pattern, because I could multiply both of these by 100 and I would have a ratio of 2 integers. Okay, so this has to be rational. I just don't see the pattern with the number of digits shown on my calculator. But if I want to round to the tenths place and there's 3 in the tenths place, the number to the right of the 3 is a 0. So this number is closer to 8 and 3/10 than to 8 and 4/10. So we're going to round as 8 and 3/10. So the height is approximately 8 and 3/10 what? What would the units be? We have inches cubed divided by inches squared, because this is inches squared. Inches cubed divided by inches squared gives you inches, which makes sense because the height is one-dimensional. It's a piece of a line. It's just a distance. That should be a one-dimensional unit. So 8 and 3/10 inches for the height of that cylinder. I hope that helped with the homework.